nakshatra of Anuradha today. This nakshatra is ruled by Saturn, and a very fortifying nakshatra that it lies totally in the sign of Scorpio. Its deity Mitra represents many attributes, among them being sweet speech and diplomacy. A friend needs to have the ability to speak harshly, and yet there are times when this very friend should be able to show a very soft spoken side and a speech that can soothe a burning heart. This nakshatra also has the ability to be a good diplomat and also have the instincts of a lawyer. So let us take up the examples and fortify our case. Anuradha Nakshatra Sutra. If any planet or ascendant is in Anuradha Nakshatra, then one aspect of the planet shows that the person has an ability to be a lawyer or a diplomat. The first example that I take up here is that of Wim Bijlen. Wim Bijlen was a Dutch banker, a civil servant, politician and diplomat. He served as a Minister of Foreign Affairs of Netherlands from 1952 to 1956. Bijlen played an important role in creation of European Economic Community and is regarded as one of the founding fathers of the European Union. In 1981-82, the academic year of the College of Europe was named in his honor. The European Economic Community was a regional organization which aimed to bring about economic integration amongst its member states. It was created by the Treaty of Rome of 1957. Upon the formation of EU, as it is popularly known, European Union, in 1993, the EEC, or the European Economic Community, was incorporated and renamed as EC, the European Community. The community's main aim was to bring about an economic integration, including a common market and customs union amongst its 6 founding members, including Belgium, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, and West Germany. In this chart here, we see that a retrograde Saturn, which is the ruler of this nakshatra, making this nakshatra a very strong one, happens to be the lord of the 11th and the 12th house. The 11th house is the house of gains, it is the house of contacts, it is the house of spouse and family, and it is also the house of travels, air travels. The 12th house is the house of international recognition and again travels. It gives him a very strong name and fame, and sitting in the 9th house of jurisdiction, of law and justice and politics and administration, this gave him a very strong hold in that area. As the 12th lord, it gave him a great power to do service without expectations from another. Leela Seth is an Indian personality who was the first woman judge of Delhi High Court, and she was the first woman to become a Chief Justice of a state of High Court. She sat on a number of inquiries, including the death of Ranjan Pillai, better known as the Biscuit King. She was also one of those people who sat in the 3-member bench of Justice Verma committee that was established to overhaul India's rape laws because of the famous, or rather infamous, 2012 Delhi gang rape. She was one of those people responsible for the amendment of the Hindu Succession Act, which went on to impart equal rights to daughters in the family joint property. So she has worked a lot for the upliftment of women in general and has set very many benchmarks as being the first judge and being an ace mother who came out to establish as well as to acknowledge her gay son's sexual orientation. Venus, the lord of the ascendant, represents self, and the 6th lord representing service sits in the 7th house in this nakshatra, with 7th house also represents the secondary house of profession. It is also about balance and public platform. Venus, being Shukracharya, is a karaka of learning and teaching. It also represents law and jurisdiction. Paul Murad, the final example here. Paul Murad was a graduate of the Paris Institute of Political Science and he prepared for a diplomatic career. He also attended Oxford University. Being a French author, his short stories and novellas were very much appreciated for their style and for their descriptive power. He was a member of the Higher Elcon and he was married into money. So at that time, he was one of those people who was given a lot of privilege, he was given a lot of position. We see here that Jupiter for this Lagna of Aquarius becomes the second and 11th lord and is a wealth giving planet. It is situated in the 10th house of profession. So a lot of wealth can be seen from the profession. And Jupiter aspects the second house, its own house, making sure that he received a lot of wealth while in his career as a diplomat. The ruler of this nakshatra, Saturn, is retrograde and sits with Rahu in the sixth house of service. This gave him a lot of travel and movement in his career. So, this nakshatra has a great ability to provide us with being a lawyer, with being a diplomat, and it also gives us the ability to work real hard in our chosen path of maintaining a balance and being a law and orientation person. With this view in mind, if you want to learn more about nakshatras, I have a course coming up from 23rd of June. Do look into that and keep yourself safe and sound. Till then, have a nice day.